welcome to the Jiu-Jitsu by the Train Track show, where we like to make videos related to Jiu-Jitsu and other various topics and content materials. In this installment, James and I
go to battle.
And then we watch that battle and discuss it.
To the death.
To the death.
The discussion.
Behold.
Notice the pre-game hair. Post-game is much different.
What about when I was jumping in sync with the music? Did that throw you off?
That's why I had to back away. I was
this is the key to rolling with your students. You just try to make them think that you're their friend, and then you destroy them.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, everything is a trap. That's my first thought. Never make eye contact.
So I was worried there because you were like gunning for my lapel, and you get into this like you were just whoosh to one side, whoosh to the other, and I'm like getting nervous. Somehow I just, it's like we had a weird moment where you almost pulled guard too.
Yeah.
And then I just decided to try to control the sleeves here.
You were more controlled than me, or more committed, I think.
Well, I definitely am feeling it from the holidays, and I'm on the crash from training for Pans in October, and then right after that, not having any tournaments. Boom, Thanksgiving, boom, Christmas, and now I can't go inverted. So it's like you're gonna have to suffer sometimes, and you train long enough, you'll have these waves of performance, and when you do good and when you don't. And this is not a quality time of year for me to train.
Yeah, I felt you going for that, trying to get up to a point where you could pass my arm like a lapel.
Yeah, I was thinking about the 1970s sweep here, but you had a good wide base, so I just decided to commit to the sleeves because I definitely didn't want you to push and pressure my leg down. So here, you're kind of driving the knee in. I have a De La Riva hook. And I feel pretty grounded on my hips. Like, you haven't pressured the knee to the mat yet. It's still pressuring on me, see? Yeah. I'm able to kind of like adjust and stay under it. Sometimes it might smash your nuts a little bit, but for some reason, keeping my guard from being passed is more important than my testicles.
Yeah. These nuts have nothing to do with jiu-jitsu.
So, like, right here, usually that's where I hit the double ankle pick, but James was like, no.
Not today, Johnny.
Not today. I'm going to grab it. See, he's got his own sleeve grip right there, just in case.
Yeah, everything that I was trying was failing me.
You had good lasso pressure. Like, I couldn't really drive a lasso. Then you tried knee cutting that direction. That was an interesting decision because I was lassoing that side. But then you switched, and that was an interesting decision because I was like, oh, snap. And then right here was where, here we go.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm trying to survive here because you did a good job of, look, see that? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that leg. Oh, my God.
I don't want to look at that.
This is when I started whispering sweet nothings to James.
This is the point where it's like I just spent 30 minutes in my mind trying to get to my back, and it ends like this.
Felt like 30 minutes. It was 5 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was it really?
Well, what's interesting? Well, I'll tell you, that sweep did not happen until probably after the round would have been over. So we didn't set any time limit for these matches. Usually we just go until somebody taps because normally that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Somebody gets in a good spot, and you want to train, especially if you want to compete. It's good to train yourself to finish the match. But in a lot of cases, if you're so focused on finishing that you gas yourself out going for submissions, it could work against you. So you have to know. You have to be honest with yourself, like, all right, if I beat this guy, is it going to be to points or is it going to be a no time limit sub? And that's kind of the style of rolling we like to do is no time limit sub. And I'm pretty sure Max loves that too.
Oh, I know he does. But the thing to keep in mind when you get into a tournament situation is if you're accustomed to the no time limit match and you get yourself into a match where you've only got 5 minutes, you kind of got to keep pace with the clock too, because if you lose track of time, you may end up losing because it's like, okay, well, I got time, whereas you may not actually have that same time.
So right here, I'm
Jeff's side control game is dumb good.
threatening submissions on one side, threatening the other. Right here, I start trying to fish for I'm just really trying to isolate the arm here, get like a Kimura-style grip. I start rotating. You're on the side here. And I realize I'm in a spot where maybe I can sit back for the arm bar here pretty safely. You weren't in a position to just bridge up into me, and then look, of course. So I see I was cutting the angle. I thought I could step you back. I thought I could use that foot, so I switch, right?
Yeah. I get sick and tired of you being on my back. Whenever I get in a bad position, my first thoughts are, okay, take your time, don't rush this, because if you rush, you'll put yourself in an even worse position, and you're tired. So, and of course, this is the video we watch, because
I think this is where we should stop.
You look like you're riding a horse on my back. Like, it's ridiculous.
So right here, look, right here in this moment, you're about out, and I know you're not going to let me climb the back again, right?
No, sir.
Yeah, so I was thinking about the sweep, but I ended up coming up there. Oh, see, I thought I caught the other side. That was interesting. Okay. So that was good. You're not happy, obviously. You're smiling, but you're not happy.
No, I know. I'm never happy. I'm never happy. Don't you worry, Jeff. One day. There'll be one day. What
do you mean one day? This the very next time we slapped hands and bumped fists, it was a completely different story. In fact, you beat me the quickest out of every time we reset.
That was just because you weren't paying attention. You weren't ready.
No, I'm always ready. You were just made better decisions that time.
Let me fix my belt.
I'm telling you, I was dead set on. So here we go. So look, I'm ready for you to pull guard because I pulled guard last time and was able to come out ahead. So I'm like, okay, he's probably going to want to pull guard this time. So I'm ready. But then I was like, nope. But look, see, I come up and then you just, what was that? And then right away you start taking my back from the terrible mistake I made. And then the camera can't see it, but you've fed the collar.
I think we start to spin.
Did we go to the other side?
I think we spent just a little.
No, you could tell. See, look. Oh, wow. Wait, did you know the camera was running? That's
I was trying to get you on camera.
Look, from right
here.
here.
I'm joking.
See, I might have been able to last here. Nope. Oh. I mean, you could almost watch that again where...
Some of it was from the drilling we had just did, though.
It was.
You were mentioning if someone's trying to pull the pell or anything like that, instead of trying to dig into it, think about the preventative measure of it. So I stepped back. I didn't expect you to chase me.
Yeah, I was going to chase for that ankle pick. But you know what, dude? Can't take away anything from that, man. You know, you can't. That's all it takes is one mistake. So, all right, here comes. This is the last exchange, right?
Because I know at one point I had the.
Hey! So you thought I'd be scared to go for it again because it didn't work out last time.
No, I was thinking I'd be able to respond quicker. That's all that was. It's like he's going to try for it. I just got to try to be ahead of it.
I knew like when the takedown happened, if I was going to pass the guard, it was going to be in that first like minute. Like I had to keep that pressure up.
Yeah.
Because once you get somebody running from, you know, like especially somebody playing guard and they're like just focused on keeping that guard, it's like that's your chance. It's like finding those little pockets of opportunity where you know the guy is scrambling to get anything established that they know what to do with.
Yeah.
You know. It's a high-quality rear end right there.
This is me trying to distract you with my left arm long enough to get it out or to do something with my right. And
So it's just keeping you pinned here for a while, right?
yeah, that took like a minute of my day.
So I started trying to isolate the arm, but I know there's some submissions if the arm is on the right side of your head in this position on side control, but I was waiting for it to go around the other way so I could do a step over arm bar, maybe switch to a Kimura, but I couldn't get you to do what I wanted you to do, so I was kind of blanking out, and I decided to start trying to change my tactics a little bit.
What I felt you doing was trying to do a far side arm crush. That's why I was like, I got to get my elbow to the mat so he can't crush.
So that was killer right there, right? You come up. Somehow I was able to recover. You came back up. We go towards the concrete there, and I just take advantage of you being nice and aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, I don't like hitting my head on concrete. I've done that plenty of times as a child.
But you do know I pushed you away from the concrete, right? Like I made that happen.
No, you
with
didn't.
my body.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
No, you pushed me
Look, we'll watch it again.
head
real
first
quick,
into
real
the
quick, real
concrete,
quick. So
and
check
I
it.
set up and decided to fall to my right instead of my left.
So look. Here, we're right here. I drive and I turn you.
Oh, did you? It kind of looked like I was swinging.
I was protecting you.
Oh, okay.
While I was dominating.
Got you. Because that's what a good instructor would do before choosing to choke out one of his students.
So here I wasn't sure if we were going to keep going, if we were going to break and go to the middle, but every little adjustment I made while I was thinking about whether or not we should break, I felt you like make a little adjustment, and I was just like, well, it. We're just going to keep going for it, I guess.
Yeah. You just get a little more tactical.
So walk me through it, James. What are you thinking right here?
I'll be honest with you, Jeff. I can barely see what's going on from there without getting closer. So I've got half guard set up here. So my intention was I wanted to eliminate your post on that side so that I could either sweep you that direction or get back under you so I can get my underhook and start working my way back up. But you're doing a real good job of staying heavy and spread out across me. Again, trying to get that hand out of the way because you're like a spider, man. It's ridiculous. Thought I'd be safe at least for a little bit.
That's okay, though, man. You know, the one thing I will say is I've learned how to be trickier because of you, because it's not easy to just catch a submission on Mr. James Williams. You've really got to set it up or at least be able to know how to grind yourself into the position. And it's funny, like when I first started training jiu-jitsu, submissions were such a sought-after thing. And I guess it still is, especially for people who, you know, are
New
fresh
to it,
into jiu-jitsu. But when you've been in it a while, you're just like, man, like I don't care to tap anybody. I just want to really just not be on bottom, not be, you know, you just get really efficient at not being in bad positions. And then lo and behold, you realize that being good at escaping and surviving opens up opportunities for sweeps and submissions. So
Yeah, I think I enjoy the passing game more than most anything. And now starting to enjoy just working really cool guards and putting people in positions like I have no idea what to do with this.
Especially, like eventually I think you have some sort of intuition about, you know, what guard are you working towards? Because if you're in something and you're just grabbing and holding on to the guy, or you're really just trying to keep them from passing or you're trying to keep them from sweeping you, if you don't have a sense of direction of what you're doing with those grips, then it's only a matter of time. Like they're going to start moving, and then hopefully you've got some attributes if you lack knowledge, but you know, even that won't get you but so far. So right here, this is nice. We're super close to the camera. James almost comes up on top. I'm able to pressure back down to his closed guard.
Not as half.
Oh, we're in half guard right now? I think you end up getting close guard and we reset, though.
Yeah, well, so the way I did it is I had to use some misdirection. So I overhooked your head so that I can kind of apply some pressure and make you think like, okay, maybe he's trying to attack my arm or maybe he's trying to flip me over or something. So while you're busy worrying about what's going on with your head, I opened up my half guard and locked up full guard.
Yeah, I saw you were trying to like control my arm there with that hand. What?
I wasn't gonna do anything with it. I just wanted to keep you busy long enough to do that.
Like that's where I was like, okay, once you start isolating, yeah, you got your guard back, and I was like, all right. Let's move back in front of the camera and get this last couple minutes.
Yeah, I was kind of mad I didn't get to work my cross sleeve as well as I wanted to, man. We did for a little bit.
You got into it for a second and almost swept me. So you're sitting up, you're playing the game, you're trying to establish the grips you want.
I wanted your lapel loose too, just in case I couldn't get, once I pulled you in, I couldn't get your hand across, I was going to use that lapel instead.
I'm setting up my lapel passing, right, where I push the grips, push both lapels into the armpits, stand up. I try to do like a log splitter pass, boom, open the guard. You go right to the cross sleeve. And I'm like, oh, shit.
You're so far away. I was like, golly, dude, how do I?
And then right here, I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I saw a triangle and luckily ended up back in the guard. But that is you were dangerous from that cross sleeve setup. And what's funny is I didn't even think to it because you just jumped on the sleeve grip. You know, when it was there, you got it. So look, here you go again. So this time I'm like, okay, I know he's got this sleeve grip again. If I'm going to go for this guard break, let me pressure in a little bit more. So you kept your guard closed even though the knee popped through. So one of the things I try to do when I'm in this position is I'll try to anchor myself on bottom towards the leg that's standing, so I'll try to turn my hip. So yeah, that's what you did. See, you were able to reset.
Tried the
scissor sweep. From here, I'm just trying to pressure my leg in. I get that scoop grip. So you can kind of see how I'm starting to control the inside position, right?
Yeah.
And now right here, I'm going for head control. Can't get it. I decide to choke up on that leg just a little bit. And instead of the over-under pass, look, I do a windshield wiper. You can't really tell, but...
That's my last-ditch effort, me trying to go for a triangle from the bottom.
Try to catch my head.
And then it pretty much goes downhill for James from here. But I'm accustomed to it.
Oh, we got to look at the cool submission that I caught.
Oh, is that we got to look at it.
It's definitely an interesting one. So I'm here, I'm controlling, I'm trying to break grips, trying to move around. I come around, I'm isolating arms. You're doing a good job of defending. I mean, it's taking me a second here. Now here, do you see this position where you're like kind of controlling my sleeve or my ankle here?
Yeah.
So I can still post. I end up grabbing my own gi with that hook so I don't use two hands. And then I use my other hand to kind of post. And what I'm going to do is that leg that you're holding on to, as soon as my foot slips past, I'm going to throw that leg over your body. And I'm going to use that as my anchor for a Kimura-style finish, but with my leg as opposed to like a Kimura grip. So can you see it now? Without So like right
while
here,
I was in it, it was...
I throw that over.
Safe.
Now all I have to do is rotate away from you here, stop you from flipping, obviously, and then get the tap.
That's crazy. I felt safe most of the time. Like when I had your ankle, I was like, okay, this is going to at least prevent the arm bar. And at no point did I feel like my arm was in danger of a Kimura.
That's a sneaky one. I might have to do a video on that one.
Yeah, you had to teach me that one. Only thing that I knew is as soon as you went over, I was like, okay, I got to get over to the other side. And you shut that down too. So good job, Jeff. Way to
Hey, the world saw that middle match, and that middle match, you know, I mean, you see how long it takes me to do anything.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I make one mistake with you, the world sees what happens. It's not good. Doesn't turn out well for old Jeff Spain.
It was fun, man. It's always fun. I like picking with you about it just because I enjoy it. It's
talking shit is fun, man.
It is.
It's like playing video games with your friends, except you guys are actually trying to kick each other's ass.
Right. You're the characters. Yeah. I'm picking me, and you're picking you.
I mean, I try to tell, most kids, I'm like, this is like the coolest video game that there is because it's reality. Like, you know, you're in there and you're having to think of, there's specific things that will work, but if you don't learn the controls, you know, and you don't practice, you
read
play
the instruction manual.
Yeah, I mean, when you get tapped out, it's like, oh, well, I guess I suck. I don't want to train anymore. It's like, no, dude, like you don't do that when you play video games.
Right.
You know, you hit the reset button and then you start again.
Yeah. I mean, you play through the levels. If it's Mortal Kombat as an example, everybody starts off pretty easy, and as you get to the boss level, it gets a lot harder. So you got to be willing to lose some to win.
All right, well, if you enjoyed this installment, or if you just enjoy our show, or if you just want to support us because you're a cool guy or gal, then smash the button. I don't know which one, but smash them all. The like, the share, the
subscribe. Click the bell.
Yeah, I want sponsors. That's what I want.
We want it all.
All right.
If you got friends, tell them to click the bell too.
If you got friends, tell them to click it. Click it or tick it.
I was going to say stick it.
Click it or stick it. Submit it.